Hello and welcome to Akancha Against Harassment, your cyber safety podcast 101. I would like to welcome Swati Lakra Ma'am in this episode. She's the Inspector General of Police, Law and Order and Women's Safety for Telangana. She's an IPS officer of the 1995 batch. Born and brought up in Ranchi, she went on to do her college from Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi. She has served in many key positions, including as the Additional Commissioner of Police for Crime and Special Investigation Team in Hyderabad. In her long list of accolades also includes the Distinguished Humphrey Leadership Award and the Precious Daughter of India Award for services in the field of women's safety and women empowerment.
Thank you.
Ma'am, we really had a very encouraging and a very warm conversation around the SHE teams in Telangana last time. But I know that there is a key initiative we need to talk about so that more and more people know about this is the amazing Bharosa Centre. Ma'am, please tell us about it and tell us what was the ideology for putting that up and how it's really functioning.
See, when we set up the SHE teams, it was more of a proactive approach, and from our side we were going into the community and nabbing harassers. Bharosa approach is more of a approach which comes after the victim has already been harassed. So it is this center is basically for women and child survivors who have been who have gone through very tremendous violence, especially regarding rape cases and the child abuse cases. So it is like a support center for women and children under one roof. So we have the police services, medical services, legal services, prosecution, counseling, psychotherapeutic counseling, etc., all under one roof. So basically, whenever a rape case or a child abuse case is registered in the police station, there are certain mandatory provisions which have to be followed. And that includes going to the police station for recording the statement of a police officer, going to the court for recording the statement of a magistrate, and also going to the hospital for recording doing the medical examinations. Now, all these going around is almost like re-victimization for the person. So we have ensured that all the services, whether it is medical or police or the court services, are all under this one roof, and the victim feels that we support them during the course of this investigation.
Right.
And it basically came about because, there were times when the child who had been abused, their parents would say that we can come, we will never go to the court or we will never go to the police station. So that is how, we thought that it would be the best if we could have all the services under one roof in a very comfortable environment so that the victims do not feel harassed in coming here.
Got it, ma'am. Ma'am, तो जो बच्चे हैं, minors who might be coming here, does that include boys and girls, or is this only for girl children?
Absolutely for boys also. In fact, there's a very big misnomer that, normally the sexual harassment happens only to girl children. Let me tell you, boys are as vulnerable. And many of the times, the harassment or the violence against boys, sexual abuse of boys, are brushed under the carpet. So we also create a lot of awareness in the schools regarding sexual harassment, both to boys and girls. Because let me tell you, everybody should know that boys are also as vulnerable as girl children.
Right, ma'am. और बचपन से ही उनको सिखा दिया जाता है that, boys are supposed to be strong, boys are not supposed to cry, and, you're being a sissy if you cry. And that's that's really traumatic because they are equally vulnerable, as you said, and they are unable to
बिल्कुल.
speak up. राइट मैम. मैम, तो ये जो सेंटर्स हैं, कितने सेंटर्स हैं अभी तेलंगाना में और इनकी लोकेशंस हम कैसे पता कर सकते हैं?
See, as on today, we have centers in Hyderabad, in Vikarabad, and there are several other centers which are coming up. There will be a center coming up in Nalgonda, Suryapet, and many other centers. So by the end of this year, I expect around 10 centers to be, probably coming up by then. So, but our intention is to ensure that every district in Telangana should have a Bharosa center.
Yes, absolutely. And ma'am, what about juvenile offenders? I'm sure once in a while the center must also be coming across juvenile offenders. Is there special training given to police personnel so that they can deal with juvenile offenders who may have crossed the line? Are there?
Yes, we go absolutely as per the JJ Act, and there are certain procedures, there are certain SOPs, and we follow that in toto whenever we are dealing with such offenders.
And ma'am, I understand that a child-friendly court was also added to the center for speedy disposal under the POSCO Act. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, in fact, as I was saying, the parents, when they came to the Bharosa Center, they were feeling that, they can come to Bharosa Center and they were willing rather to come to the Bharosa Center, but they were not willing to go to the court. And that is where we felt that if they do not go to the court, the justice will not be given to the child. And that is why we brought it up to the notice of the Metropolitan Sessions Judge and the High Court. And, we got the permissions, and today this child-friendly court is readied totally as per the guidelines of the Supreme Court and the POXO Act. And though there are, these kind of child-friendly courts across India in some places, but the child-friendly court which is there in Telangana is different, being that it is away from the court premises.
Oh.
So they don't have to go to the court at all. It is near the Bharosa Center, and this is the first time that such a court has come up away from the court premises.
Wow.
So the children or the victims, they don't feel that they are going to the court at all. And we have made the court absolutely like a world-class court. It has the comforts of nice, waiting room for the children. And there is also a provision of video linkage. In case the child doesn't want to go to the courtroom, there is another room by which the child will be able to speak to the judge. And so this is how we have made it so that, the child will feel as comfortable as possible. And due to this, this court has come up in it's not even a year since this court has come up, and we already have about 20 convictions in the POXO cases. So I think, if we take care of the children, and we also in fact have a legal support officer who ensures that before the court hearing comes, she briefs the witnesses, the children, even the PPs and everybody, so that everyone is prepared when the hearings come. And that is how we are able to get the convictions also.
This is incredible and very, very heartening. Ma'am, what about the teachers at schools? Because I feel that, they also need to know more about such initiatives, and especially, children in the age of, their 7th, 8th standard, 9th standard, kids who are going out and, they're meeting sometimes unknown people they have met online. Is there any effort to educate the teachers about this particular initiative?
Absolutely. In fact, we at Bharosa Centre have these outreach programs. So we are not only going to the schools and colleges and telling the children, but we are also covering all the teachers. So all the teachers are coming to the Bharosa Center, and they are being told on how to recognize child abuse and what exactly to be done in case they notice a child who has been abused. So it is important that the teachers also should know what should be done, because many a times they do not know what is to be done, even if the child comes and tells them that they have been abused. So, and one more thing is very important, and that is that as per the POCSO Act, if any individual is in the knowledge that a child is being abused or has been abused, then he or she is also liable for punishment. So that is why whenever anybody comes to know that the child has been abused, they should immediately come and report the crime. And that is why it is important that the teachers also should know that in case a child has been abused, how and where to report the crime and how to deal with the child. So that is how we are, telling the teachers also on what is to be done in case the child is being abused.
Wonderful, ma'am. This is really, really important and valuable information. Thank you, ma'am. But एक सवाल आपसे करना चाहूँगी, मैम. हमारे कंट्री में मतलब वर्ल्ड में almost 50% population are women. But in Indian police, the representation is really low. I understand around 5 to 7%. How does one change that, ma'am? Why are young girls not looking at Indian police as an option, as the first option?
See, one thing is that right now, in Telangana, we now have 33 and 1/3% reservation for women. So in the coming years, we expect more and more women in the police services, and we will be having recruitment also. And we've already had recruitment, and there have been quite a few women who have been trained. So I expect the increase to happen. And in fact, there should not just be women in the women police stations, but I feel that women should be there in all police stations, so that women don't have to, specifically travel all the way and come to a woman police station. Rather, more women should be there in all police stations. So I'm sure, this percentage of women in the police services will go up in the times to come.
Fantastic. And before we wind up this episode, just one last personal question, ma'am. You are so respected, and people really look up to you, and you have had, your so many accolades. What is the most fulfilling thing you feel, as an Indian police officer? What is it which, every morning when you wake up, what really inspires you to put that uniform on and go and take on all these challenges?
In fact, your previous question about us being just 5% in the police force makes me feel that if I don't do it, who will? And there's very less time also. So I think, and I have been given this opportunity to serve women and to ensure their safety. So it's a race against time to ensure that whatever I can do in whatever minimum time there is, I feel that I should ensure that, we give as many initiatives and make systems in a way that, women will feel safe and secure, and, they will feel the confidence to approach the police personnel. And just the smile in the faces of the people whom we help gives me a lot of more encouragement and, vigor to do more. So police as such is a very thankless job, but, just the fact that, women feel, whoever we are able to help, and the kind of, relief that they is seen on their faces is actually a reward for me.
That's so inspirational. And listening to you, I feel lucky that I have an opportunity to interact, to work with officers like you. And I would love to come back to Telangana and we would love to do some workshops together with the SHE teams and everybody else who works with you. And
Sure, sure. In fact, we would love to have you. We do need the support of the civil society. We do need people like you who are so passionate about, doing something on cybercrime, which is the most important crime right now. So I thank you also for doing a wonderful job.
thank you so much, ma'am. And I hope we'll speak soon. And I'm going to visit you and we are going to do some workshops and anything we can do to support the wonderful work you're doing. And everyone, all the police officers across the country. Jai Hind, ma'am.
Jai Hind. Thank you.
And for everyone who's listening in, if you have any questions regarding this episode, cybercrime, safety, anything at all, please drop in a line to Hello Akancha, that's HELLOAKANCHA at Gmail, or tweet to me at AKANCHAS. That's my Twitter handle. Until then, stay aware and stay safe.